Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2 from the IEM Katowice 2021 semifinals. Double the Protoss and double the fun, as we all know. Let me first introduce to you, in the top left, the big boy himself, an aggressive micro Protoss for the better part of a decade, a world champion in the past, and he has the skills to back it up. It's Party. And of course, in the bottom right, with an anti-cannon rush gateway. Wow! 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 That is the... Wow! Well, a man who draws his power from his incredibly well-styled apparel and his lack of any sort of caring for whatever sort of meta others are intent on. Sometimes looking like the best Protoss in the world, and sometimes looking like someone who quit 5 years ago and decided they needed to leave the studio. But we'll see which one shows up today. It's Zest. Starting out, he's made it this far, and he's made it look easy. I said in my bracket prediction video, which didn't all come true, I'll put it this way, there's some solid predictions. One I was very confident in was, especially in the group stage, Zest is either going to be first or he's going to be last. And he wasn't last. He's made it here to the semifinals, and even Parting battling his way through as well, beating TY, the chess master himself. But PvP is something. Now I did watch some of the interviews. I got to get through the filler content. It's PvP, so things are going to happen, even if we're going to pretend to macro early. And whose is that? That's Parting's. Okay, he's hiding his pylon. There were some, and Parting loves his trash talk. So essentially, Parting said to whoever wins the series, Zest's previous series, he was going to, I believe the quote was, punch them in the face. So eloquent as always is Parting. Zest was told this while casually sipping on his tears of all of his enemies and in his amazing orange hoodie, which Jimmy, we need a shot of the orange hoodie. That's where he draws his power from. I said no jacket. Hoodie is not a jacket, but it has maximum warmth. Anyway, so Zest responded to that by saying, well, I've beat Parting more than he's beat me, so I think that trend will continue. And that was about it. Which said, and even though I don't speak Korean, it seemed like it was said as somewhat of an afterthought, and he did not want to be doing an interview, but acknowledges that that's kind of comes with the job description, so... Twilight Council for Parting, Ariana Forge. As Parting loves, and as Parting likes. Blink Stalkers. And then maybe somehow DTs for some reason. Whereas Zest on the other side with an Oracle. Adding on a second Oracle, because shield batteries, of course, can start to mitigate a lot of that Oracle damage. So, just the fact they're not slaughtering each other, and there's not even been an attempt at sending two Adepts in, has been something. Parting, losing a color, I don't know how many. Zest finding 3 probes and keeping the Oracle alive. Ah, yeah, there you go. My God. It's so like, this is the kind of reason why Zest built a gateway on the low ground, okay? Zest wasn't so worried about walling off against units so much as cannons. And I'm sure at this point, like, how are you going to base it? Gateways. The gateway count, the fact that that forge is not upgrading is sus. Red is real sus right now. Zest understands he's likely being marinated at the moment. And he can see that there's no +1 upgrading on the forge. Oh my God, Parting. Doing his best dance. I've seen him dance in person. Looks somewhat like that. So, good impression there. Don't be too close. Unless you like elbows in your face instead of fists. It's a Dark Shrine. Zest decides he's going to build some gateways out there. +1 does now start. Do the DT, like, this, the revelation shows there's probably no gases. Chrono Boost on, yeah, at this point, I'm really surprised. Wow, Zest keeps the oracles alive. I'm really surprised we don't see a robo. Like, what do you think's happening, Zest? An oracle can provide detection, but I'm wondering what Zest thinks this is. Because he's seen there's minimal gateways. I think the lack of a third and fourth gas has thrown Zest off slightly. Is Parting about to win the game with DT? Zest saw it. He 148% saw it. Okay, well. They're just kind of DTs running around. One revelation, but yeah, this is a absolute disaster. He does have another one, but like the amount of time that was bought for 2 DTs, like I'm surprised Zest didn't figure this one out. I think he maybe assumed Parting was going for a proxy gate, going for Blink, trying to get out there. The DT angrily taps on. Oh! 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 Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Zest!
we got him.
Well, while he got caught off guard, he adapted quickly. Oh my god. Screw force field. Just, you don't need to see him to stop him. What a play. And then he finds the dark. Well, this is another way to kill DTs. Zest with an overwhelming vengeance. Though he did lose a few more to DTs, so like, he kills the Dark Shrine and the proxy pylon. He's had enough. And he does it all without ever building a robo. He refused. He's a robotics facility? Why waste my time? He now has 6 more stalkers. Though no, and this is important, though no sentries with Guardian Shield. The Oracles are a wild card. They give high ground vision potentially, as well as Stasis Ward would be a great choice. Parting just doesn't have that. He has 5 gates up now, but one of them is depowered anyways. Yeah, I think Zest is gonna go. There's no good options for Parting. Either he loses his main, or he bleeds out Stalkers at his natural. The Guardian Shield is a big deal. Stasis Ward, getting involved. Shield battery overcharged. Blinks into the Stasis. Loses 2-3 Stalkers. Just in the fight here. Zest, it's not going so great. Probes pulled to draw some fire. Still a lot of Stalkers getting involved. It's a mess in the main. It's a brawl. More Stalkers warped in. Comes down to the Blink Micro. 9 probes going down. That evens things up. The block passed. He missed with a couple Stalkers, but he actually has an overwhelming number. But here comes Zest, bringing in more from his side of the story. Look at, oh, snipes the Oracle. Huge deal. There's no other high ground vision. Both Oracles go down. Parting's turned it all around. He's got the same amount of workers. Zest boldly went where no Protoss has gone before, but Parting managed it about as perfectly as he could. And suddenly, he has the same amount of workers. I'm just now realizing Zest didn't get +1. He never had a forge. He decided he's going Blink Stalkers, and that's what he's doing. He now begrudgingly builds a robotics facility and 8 more gateways. He's going to have a dozen gateways and charge lots. He doesn't believe in upgrades. Honestly, I made a mildly successful tweet during the tournament, but Zest is essentially just Has if Has wasn't a Diamond Leaguer. Zest decides, I don't need Robo, I don't need upgrades, how about charge lots? And here we are. The thing is, an overwhelming amount of charge lots just is such a buffer against Blink. The problem is, charge isn't done. So that's sad. I mean, the Zealots still take a lot to go down. Charge really needs to be done. Oh, gets the pylon. Zest blinks in. But without the... Well, he has another pylon over here. The charge lot's just getting involved. Get out of the way! They're all over it. They do a lot of... They don't need damage upgrades. There goes the prism in the charge lots. Buffering for all this. Parting with the upgrades. More charge lots warped in. You gotta be careful. Both sides know the danger. Repowering the proxy gate on the other side. Parting using all the tools at his disposal. And Zest refuses to use most of the tools at Protoss' disposal because that's just how he do. Parting coming in with more Stalkers. He hasn't transitioned much out of this. He's got +2 on the way and charge. But the gateway count is redonkulous right now. 12 to 8. Zest has only 2 assimilators. Only 2 gas geysers. Charge lots it is. How do you see them? Oh, observers here. Zest has now outgrown Parting's supply. Of course, charge lots are a little cheaper than Stalkers. They're a lot cheaper than Stalkers. What am I saying? More Stalkers from the other side. But until there are charge lots or, importantly, Archons to match. Parting coming in, just blunking in. Oh! Zest. I mean, Parting can kill a whole lot of probes with these. This is happening. Zest's just going. He's going. Somehow he's become more of a YOLO player than Parting is. Is a little late on these cannons. Charge is about to finish for Parting and +2 as well. But Zest just kind of stomping around in here. The blink, he missed a shot on the prism, but he stops the warp in the charge lots. The battle lines are drawn, but I don't know without a warp prism if it's going to be enough here. Against the +2, more charge lots, Guardian Shield, Shield batteries finishing, charge lots for Zest. But Parting is starting to hold. He's got shield batteries coming online. Zealot's getting on top of everything. Stalkers trying to take down shit, just going for the pylon. The shield batteries are doing a huge amount here. And Zest, his forces are dwindling. His upgrades are mediocre. The charge lots try to get themselves involved. But they're just a little bit too thick. And at the end of the day, Parting has an overwhelming army supply. He has overwhelming upgrades. And he has an overwhelming lead right now in the series. Zest just goes. And at some point, he's stopped. At least this time. Wow, he does not care. Zest is like, what, upgrades? Like, that sounds... Don't be ridiculous. He tries and somewhat succeeds. The one part of that game, I'm really surprised he didn't figure out the DTs earlier. I thought he had the information for it, but the DTs slowed him down enough. If the DTs didn't happen or they were shut down earlier, Parting definitely in trouble. But Jimmy, we're in the game. But of course it's gonna be like, come on, it's Parting. It's Parting. He's been defining Silver League build orders for the better part of StarCraft 2's history. Of course there's gonna be DTs. Like, I don't care how many gas he has, he's still gonna go for it. Okay. Well, Zest with a pretty quick probe scout here, by the way, off a pylon. Kind of rare. He might try to steal a gas. I don't think Parting will let him. Yeah, Parting's already there. So far, both these players, I think you can see it. Like, Parting is a very emotional player. Like, constantly, you watch his player cam, it's like... And then, meanwhile, Zest loses his whole army. It's just... The amount Parting cares is the exact amount Zest doesn't. Or at least it seems that way. So... But both of them are incredibly good in very different and very similar ways. So what a match so far. And I like the meta has developed to such a point that Protoss players are also blocking other Protoss from expanding. Because with shield battery overcharge kind of figured out, on maps especially with a ramp leading up to the natural, you have that defender's advantage to an extent that it's usually better to try for an expansion. Now, of course, both sides know this, so Parting now building a Cyber Core. Why a Cyber Core? Cyber Core builds faster and has more HP, so it is harder to kill. You're not actually going to be using it, it's just there to get in the way, literally. So, the whole team coming together. That probe decides it doesn't want to participate in the group activities. But they'll be done soon. Parting cancels at the last second. Both sides will end up expanding at a similar time. And now we'll see if either... There's a lot of gas in the bank. Zest's already built a sentry. Parting has one too. Hallucinated phoenixes, or maybe oracles if we're feeling spicy. Parting with a Twilight Council. Zest. I wouldn't be surprised to see the same split. A Stargate. It's so far nothing. With an interesting shield battery. Twilight Council. Hallucinated phoenixes from both sides. So once again, after the posturing of the early game, we're gonna see plenty of plenty of downtime now. But Zest has decided this game he will be having the +1 blink stalkers. He adds on a forge. So will this inspire a forge out of Parting? 2 adepts were built by Zest, by the way. So we know how that goes. 2 adepts, the most dangerous creature. Parting gets a forge. So we're all filling in the blanks here. 2 adepts are the most disproportionate amount of danger possibly in the whole game. Like, the amount for the cost, it's not a tiny cost, but it's not a huge cost either. The amount of damage that 2 adepts can get done is just ridiculous. That entire build orders and building placements revolve around stopping 2 adepts from getting into your base. So Zest poking and prodding and seeing if he can get an opportunity. Robotics facility for both sides. So nothing, like, once again, we're going to get to both sides having blink stalkers, though even more even, I say, really with a great command of the English language. It's no DTs, no oracles. We're just going to start blinking until someone can't see anything. +1, Robo. 3rd base for Zest. 3rd base for Parting. Gateway's coming up. Parting looking around like just trying to zone out maybe hallucinated phoenixes, but that's usually a fool's errand. Does either player start charge? Or are we going just all out blink is the question. Warp Prism, the indicator of aggressive tendency for Zest. A Warp Prism, the indicator of aggressive tendency for Parting. That Warp Prism is the focal point of not just this, but many matchups. Especially when one round of reinforcements can make or break you. Both these players pretty well known for losing their Warp Prism at key times, but also that's partially because they play such a high-powered, somewhat risky style, where the Warp Prism is sometimes front and center. Here comes Zest. 44% probes on both sides. Full 2-base saturation. The supplies were a little different until Parting finished up his next warp-in. Observer taken out. Parting putting himself out there. Blink Stalkers. Guardian Shield not on the first set of Stalkers. The Prism. Zealots dancing back and forth. Blinks forward. Uh-oh. Wait a second. Gets 1 sentry. The dance begins. Shaving off all those extraneous units that essentially aren't Blink Stalkers. 2 Adepts! Oh no! 2 Adepts! He draws the Stalkers back. A panic! Meanwhile, Zest goes for the throne! He goes for the Nexus, which was optimistic. Parting not re-shielding it. Though he should, if he has... The Adepts are still... Well, the Adepts got 3 kills. He didn't quite target fire the probes. The Adept drives the Immortal out of Parting's base. No, just... I don't think Zest expected the Adepts to be quite so successful. It was a bit greedy to go for the Nexus itself, I think, but... Overall, Parting ends up losing slightly more, though Zest loses 2 valuable sentries. It's not just the cost, it's the energy they have built up over time. That leaves Zest with 0 sentries, which isn't very many. He's got charge on the way. Parting did not go for charge coming into the main, but here's oh, there goes the Prism, but he doesn't need the Prism as much. A blink in. Immortal taken out. Parting able to blink his back. Probes going to work. Zealots warped in. It's unclear. There's enough energy for a recall, but Parting blinks out of the main. This is a no-sentry game. No sentries will survive this battle. Did that go? 14 probes going down. Some of them at the 3rd base. It's a mess out here, as they both take increasingly risky but also dangerous stabs at each other. Meanwhile, no what? Whenever that Prism's in phase mode, it becomes... Oh, he blocks in! And reinforcements from both sides. Charge ain't done, but the Zealots can still get in front. Parting a little too greedy. That Prism caught front and center. And while Zest is down 20 workers, he's up 10 supply. And the numbers... Well,
the numbers don't lie.
Disaster.
And they spell disaster
for Parting. That's a lot of army supply. He's got to hold for the next minute or so. He doesn't really have the gateway count, even with a better economy, to really to reinforce. So Zest is going to have a larger army supply. Zest doesn't have +2. Parting's about to finish it. But Zest does have charge. And if there was ever a time to go, Zest, now is that time. He knows he lost the probes. He's not even trying to make more. Is there a Prism? The Prism has arrived. Another Immortal. The Immortal's leading the charge, looking for opportunities. Guardian Shield. Just 1 can have so much value. Blink Stalkers to the side. The Zealots holding the line. Zest trying to break through on all fronts. The Immortals closed upon by the Zealots. They slice them to pieces. Charge might be done for Parting, but he's forced to pull the probes. Shield battery overcharge at the 3rd. Stalkers and Immortals driven back. The Zealots getting a little distracted by shield batteries. Zest not able to break through quite yet. Trying to target down the shield battery. He gets it, but at what cost? 5 probes going down. The Warp Prism still in a relatively safe location. As long as Parting doesn't decide to get a little too ambitious. He goes for the Prism. He gets it. But the Immortals have been blasting at the Stalkers throughout all this. Parting lost some probes, though not enough to justify this attack, and Zest agrees. Zest just goes, but maybe a little too slow. Parting once again able to force him into a losing fight. And with it, forces it to match point. Well, Parting. Zest just does not care very much about his units. And it's a problem. It is a problem for him. Get it together, Zest. It's not so much a punch in the face right now. Not so much punch in the face as, like, he's kind of throwing banana peels at Zest. And Zest is walking directly into him. That's more of how it feels right now. Well, Let's see how many banana peels he has left in his quiver. Is it time for the cat? No, I doubt it. Zest. Zest. Here's the thing. I think if Parting was down 2-0 right now, that's a really rough spot for him. Like, Parting, as we've already described to great effect, is a very emotional player. And while it might some of the time make him play better, but definitely some of the time it makes him a bit more nervous. Whereas Zest, on the other hand, we're not entirely sure if Zest knows what the score is. I assume he does. But, like, I cannot say with 100% confidence he cares or knows that he is down 2-0. Both players putting their second pylon in their main, which usually not noteworthy, except in PvP, where even the second pylon, the most dangerous of pylons in so many ways, is key. Some players will literally just hide it. They'll put it like at their third or something, somewhere the probe can't easily see it. It's also the pylon you use if you want to go for a proxy Stargate or proxy anything. So, but no, both just building their main. Another nice gentleman's opener. No proxies, no early aggression, no cannon rush. Not even any hidden pylons. So that's a scouting pylon. Do adepts come down this ramp or not? It serves the same purpose as a pylon on the high ground. It's actually a little clever, because a lot of players will build it to just wall off, but if you build adepts early, you're going to send them out. You're going to want to send them out early, right? So, it's not adepts. He cancels the pylon, but by that point, you already know it's what am I watching? Probe. Okay. Alright. You stand still, he can't see you. That's not how it works. I don't Parting, he definitely saw you. You can't just put a pylon out there. Just because he didn't attack, he doesn't have to. He doesn't think it's a hallucinated probe. He's just gonna put a pylon out there. Okay. It's like he won't expect the most obvious pylon because it's so obvious that. I don't know, Parting. Zest walking up with 4 stalkers, which is oftentimes considered to be more than 3. Thus, creating issues. Oh, watch out! Oh, the battery! The traitor! Did not heal the right stalker here. Oh, but Zest dances 2 stalkers back. Still hasn't lost any. Zest just kind of walks up. This isn't even like he's done a 3-gate build, which is about as in-your-face as you can get. But he's also expanded. So he's just going to walk up with more stalkers. The Nexus is done. Shield battery overcharge can be used. Oh, he just kills a stalker. Shield battery overcharge is popped, and Zest already walked away. Like, oh no. Does he... This is what punching in the face looks like, by the way, Parting. Just in case you didn't know. In case you wanted an example, though, this is kind of getting awkward. I don't care about your silly... Oh, watch out, the Adepts! Oh, no! It's a disaster! The Adepts are in! And oh, wow, okay. He just hits him with the body blow. The Adepts are in. The gates are depowered. Zest just comes up. And he's like, I'll take a game. I'll take a game. And yes, he will. It's already too much damage, and it's only going to get worse. There just aren't enough gateways. It's 3 gateways to 2. He's built 1 on the map now. Okay, fair. But he was depowered for a while. Well, okay, wait. Did I underestimate the power of probes? I don't think I did. The problem here is Zest isn't all in, though he did hardwall off his own base. Zest does have 2 Nexi. Oh, well. He did break in. I don't think he cares about your stalkers. Yeah. Yeah, this is the problem. This is the problem here. Oh, he hits the Nexus. Oh, the Blink Stalkers. Parting is bleeding out right now. I thought he would just kill. I thought more Stalkers come in, but the probes bought enough time. So Parting lives. And I don't know, Parting is now going to have to use Blink Stalkers to try to micro his way back. Which I'm sure is just so uncomfortable. This is essentially like if Parting needed to be described, well. If there was anyone to blink their way out of this one, here we are. Zest breaks out of his main with an Immortal. Let me in! Let me through! Sentries aren't going to stop 2 Adepts from getting in your main. The Immortal's still alive. The probes are dying. It's a disaster for Parting. He's forced to recall, which is valuable energy, but like otherwise he loses all of his probes instead of most of them. Oh, there's another Adept. Oh my god. Just stop. This is cyberbullying. Because you need a cybernetics core. Zest doesn't have that many probes. But he hasn't had to build 17 more to be where he is. So, just the not losing of probes is an important part of it. Oh, God. I don't... He was very confident that probe was there. He brought his whole army over. Alright, well, Parting gonna blink into the main. There's no recalling, by the way. This is... I mean, Zest can recall. But that would imply he was unprepared for this, which is just... I mean, he definitely was unprepared for this, but does he care? Alright, he just kind of juggles over the top. Parting still has a minute or so on recall. So somehow we're in a bit. The probes are on the way. Zest does not have enough for another Nexus. I don't think that will become relevant, but well, here we are. This is happening. So Parting doesn't have nearly enough to defend this at home, and he can't really recall. The entirety of Zest production is depowered, and now Zest, you don't actually, you're not here for the minerals. You're not, okay, never mind, don't worry about it. He's just going for the kill. Parting has recall in 20 seconds, but he might not have a Nexus in 20 seconds. And even then, I don't know if the Stalkers are going to be enough. Parting is down to 0 probes, which is not the number you really would... The probes! Even Zest probes! Oh my... The probes are angry. It's 10 Stalkers against everything Zest has to offer, which is a full menu of early game. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Juggles the Immortal. The main Nexus is gone. Zest is in classic Zest manner. It looks like he meant to do this the whole time. He's like, yeah, and then I base trade with all my probes. Sure, yeah, that was my plan from the beginning. Okay, Zest. Here we are. Sure. Parting has not rebuilt his base and is being revealed. He force fields Parting out of his own base. There's only so many buildings left. There's just not it's just not enough Stalkers. Even if they were all at full HP. He gets an Immortal, which is more than you can expect. Oh, Parting. He blinks out. Zest is just methodically grinding through all of his buildings. Oh yeah, Zest has a Nexus! He has 2 of them! Oh! And then I leave. And Parting! Oh! And while that might be the first match Zest won, wow, what a disrespectful play. Doesn't even give him the final fight. Parting would have lost the fight, but wow, what a guy. So, he's on the board. He's on the board. Parting just struggling to deal. Zest just walked up. There's something to be said, like, it's the like, act like you belong, right? Zest just acted like his stalkers belonged in Parting's base, and Parting's like, wait a second, do they? Are they so? Wait, what? Because he just walks up the ramp, kills some sites. Like, this is my base now. I don't. Parting, scrambling, flailing. No. I don't. Well, I guess they did belong. We'll see who belongs in the finals, though. Because it is still match point for the big boy. Even after that decisive victory for Zest. Not decisive again in so much he just crushed him, but decisive in no hesitation. We're on submarine. I think at this point Zest, unfortunately not cannon rushing this game, but Zest scouting early in the last couple matches. No, he doesn't want any shenanigans before he can pull his out. Probes on the way. What? Is that legal? Zest, tell me if that's legal. I think he's... I don't think Zest thinks it's legal. He thinks that's an illegal move. Right there. Pretty sure Zest's just gonna build 3 gates and try to kill him. Yeah. I don't know if that's gonna be a gateway. Or maybe a robo. Parting, by the way, also going to try to proxy a pylon. I think Zest will just there's no point in stealing the gas, because he could just take the gas on the low ground. This is a lot to do here for Parting. Like, he's trying to proxy a gateway. Because you know what you don't expect when someone takes an early Nexus is a proxy gate? Zest is going for a Stargate. Which is quite a spicy option. There's not... Parting also isn't going to want to build shield batteries, get too many Stalkers early, because those all cost a lot of minerals that he can't really afford. Wait, is Zest? What the hell? Okay, I thought he was just going to go straight towards the proxy. Laser he already knows. Okay, so those are 2 adepts. Don't get me started. We all know the danger 2 adepts can pose. Zest. A big fan of adepts. Though not always in this matchup, they don't hurt. If the adepts... The thing is, like, you have to keep blocking. Because if the adepts ever get in, you probably lose the game. So Parting has three Stalkers. Which is more than 1. Meanwhile, Zest is building up oracles. He doesn't even have Warp Gate. It's 4 Stalkers now. So, he just... Oh, Zest... Okay. Wait, the Adepts are here, but Just walks in. Here we go again. Alright, tournament life on the line for Zest. He's really relying on these oracles. He blocks with the adepts for the probes. Stalker's still alive. Oracles are going for the main. Parting's gonna lose so many probes, but so is Zest, who now doesn't even have the warp gates. Zest microing. He has to micro with that shield. Oh my god. Pinpoint precision. Oh god, it's a mess out here. Oh, what is even happening? There's a shield battery. Zest has as many probes as he started with, and Parting has one less. Shield battery overcharge. There's not enough stalkers. Oh no, what a save! Just enough. Zest holds with 2 stalkers against 6. The overcharge does run out, but he killed maybe enough. The oracles are coming back in. The workers will not survive this battle. He's back in for more. Oh my god, he's so good with the oracles. Until okay, well, the batteries helping, but a single zealot. The probe, the battery. Oh, Void Ray. Zest. What? Apparently, 2 stalkers beat 6 when you're Zest. 1 stalker beats 4, therefore 2 beats 6. That's even like the rate. Just do the math. Do the math. Uh-huh. Sure. Well. That should be illegal. I thought that Nexus was illegal, but Parting, I feel like you see that Parting doesn't have the confidence. Parting kind of deciding, do I go? Do I stay? Because if I stay, it's gonna be trouble. But if I go, I run the risk of it being twice as much. So, but Zest does not waste time on such thoughts. So, acquire currency. Disregard thoughts, says Zest. 2-2. Parting has been like 2 seconds away from winning this series for the last 2 games. It feels like 1 or 2 stalker shots, and it looks complete. Like if that first stalker dies, there's literally nothing for Zest. There's nothing at all. He has no units but probes. But the first stalker lived 1 hit away. Zest pulled it back. It looked like he wasn't even paying attention. He pulled it back with 1 hit. Not even sure he was paying attention, or if it was perfectly calculated. Parting is dodging with the probe. You sneaky little probe. I know, that's redundant. What? He's outmaneuvering the probe he assumes is on the map. What are we doing here? I don't know. He sees a probe on the other side. What is this? Parting. Okay, well, I mean, that probe is super sus. Like, it's just... What is going on here? I don't even think that's, like... Well, Zest is ready to put a pylon down. So is Parting. So this is just a typical PvP macro build. Both of them have pylons halfway across the map. And we just work from here. Stargate, right? That one's pretty obvious, I think. Now that I said it, I'm gonna be wrong. Oh, there's no Cybercore yet. Parting's is a Robo. Zest has a Stargate. On paper, Stargate beats Robo. But we ripped up that paper a while ago because we don't like to talk about no words here. But instead, we're gonna bout feelings. Yeah, that's enough of that. But PvP is not like, it's not a matchup you can write down the counters, and it's like the stupid friends in high school. You're like, I'm playing rock, paper, scissors, and you're like, rock, paper, scissors, gun. It's like, dude, it's not funny. and it just makes the game stupid. But that's PvP, so like... So here we are. But the air guns shoot the ground guns. And so now Parting has driven the probe back past his proxy robo, which... Wait, whose probe is whose? Okay. Okay, both probes die, but Parting... Well, the probe may have scouted anyways, but... Meanwhile, Zest is just building... We've seen this story before. This has given Zest time to build shield batteries. He's building zealots as well. Like, it feels like, well, this Parting, he does have a battery, but that doesn't matter if Zest waits for 2 Stargates. So, I mean 2 Oracles rather, to get past the battery. It feels like Proxy Robo loses a lot of effectiveness if it's scouted very early. It's still good, but Proxy Stargate loses almost no effectiveness if it's scouted early, because there's so many options. And it wasn't scouted, so there's that. Stacking up the probes like that is... Wow. Wow! Look, it's Zest! But in Zealot form! He just sits there, taking the hits. The shield batteries hold. There's plenty of time. If he wants to bring oracles back, he can. Now, Parting is way behind on tech. He has less probes. Here comes Zest again, ransacking his mineral on, taking his lunch money. Meanwhile, like, what? This not enough units. That is not enough units. He just recalls... Zest recalls his oracles home, though they don't have enough energy really to fight quite yet. Parting's making a Phoenix. Well, he's bringing his Phoenix across, but there's nothing like that. He's not relying on an Immortal, for example. If he lifts, what is he going to do? Lift 1 Stalker? Maybe lift a Sentry that doesn't exist because Zest don't need no Sentry. He's a strong, independent Protoss who don't need no Force Field. The Void Ray just kind of casually makes its way back home. Oh, no, up a little further. There you go. What? No. Decides to take the riskiest possible path. So, 2 Oracles just... He recalled, and then he's like, you know what? I don't need you guys here. And he sent him out again, which went past a probe. The Stalker's doing the Parting dance again. But Zest just... dances, he just... Wow. Oh, even the Phoenix caught off guard by this one. Target's down. The Oracle flying just fast enough to annoy the Phoenix. He's slingshotting the Oracle with the speed zones. He actually managed to survive a little longer. That, like, so here's the issue. Zest can't get down his ramp easily. But at the same time, Parting doesn't have enough to kill him. And since Parting took those probe losses, he doesn't have a great economy to just expand. And since Zest doesn't have a Warp Prism, he can't get these units down here without something like Blink. Though, on the bright side for him, Blink is about 80% done. I feel Parting is definitely... He saw the Twilight. He has to know this is Blink. Wait, what? Why is the Void Ray here? What is this? You can't just... You know what? Never mind. I'm not going to tell Zest what he can and can't do. Parting is in a very tenuous position here. The Zealots get down the... Oh, no. Wait. Some of the Stalkers get stuck. But is it enough of them to matter? Oh, well, that's a disaster. This is a total disaster. Zest, down 2-0, does not care. And at the end of the day, wins 3-2. Reverse sweep. Parting, you did GG at the correct moment. Oh, by the way, the Void Ray was out there to depower the Robo. That's why there are no more Immortals. I guess with your everything on the line, really undercut my dramatic ending, but Zest comes on his victory lap to claim his spot in the finals, because if he's not last, he's gonna be first. And here, just with a disregard for GG, congrats, Zest claims it. And we'll move on once again, 2 years in a row, to the IEM Katowice finals. The bigger the stage, the bigger the Zest. In every way you can think of. So, Zest, there was no change in his play in any of the games, but it feels like Parting just was not ready for what Zest brought to the table. Even though Zest, like, he's always that guy. He's like, I'm bringing a bottle of wine. It'll be a red wine. It'll be the same one as last time. And Parting's like, can you have some variety in your life? And Zest's like, no. I hate variety. It's a good wine. You can have whatever wines you like. I'm sure you will at the end of this. Zest. Strong arms through. I hope you enjoyed my experiencing of that. If you did, like, subscribe, ring all the bells. Thank you to ESL for just handing out these replays for free. Well, and also my heart. Well, it cost me my heart. Thank you for watching. Good luck and have fun.